1 Timothy 2, 1 through 4 says, "First of all, then, I urge that entreaties and prayers, petitions, and thanksgivings be made on behalf of all men, for kings and all who are in authority, so that we may live a tranquil and quiet life in all godliness and dignity. This is good and acceptable in the sight of our God and Savior, who desire all men come to be saved and to come to the knowledge of the truth." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 60-day reading plan, today's reading is 1 Timothy chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, what is a Christian's responsibility to the world around him or her? Where does that responsibility end? In the order of service called the liturgy, which John Chrysostom wrote in about 400 AD, there's a section in which the priest calls the congregation to pray for the government and for any governmental leaders. Now, this is a specific section in which the worship service is said virtually every single Sunday in an Eastern Orthodox church. At Northlake Baptist Church, we ask those who are attending to write down any prayer requests that they might have, and then a staff member, we will pray for them, those requests. That's specifically at our staff meeting on Tuesdays, but also the rest of the week. There's at least one person who every week asks for prayer for the exact same thing. He asks for prayer for the government, for political leaders, and all unsaved people. He has asked for this as long as I've been on staff at Northlake. He is asking exactly what Paul said for which we were to ask. What is the importance of asking for prayer for those who are non-believers? What is the importance for asking for prayer for those who are in governmental service? Well, the answer is very simple. We are to pray for those who are not believers, that God would bring them to an understanding and a relationship with Christ. There's only one way that can be done, and that's through prayer and a desire to be a strong Christian witness for Christ. Now, God desires all to have a relationship with Him. He does not want anyone to be left out. But because of who we are as human beings, we've turned our back on Him, and therefore it's up to those who have a relationship with Christ to live our lives in such a way that people ask what makes us different. It is only by being different that people will come to Christ. If we're the same as everybody else, no one is going to see a need. Yesterday and last week, Kanye West made the news by holding 2 services. Now, I struggle with how they were done and how they were presented, but I look at it as an opportunity. There were some there who had never come to church in their lives, and now they had an interest, at least, in what was going on. This is an opportunity for us to pray for them and to present them with Christ. Their interest has been pricked, and we need to therefore follow up and feed that interest.